imate prijatelje.
The 380 has it.
380 has it?
It's a little bit elevated.
Okay.
You go up, down the steps from the cockpit, straight up the steps to the crest.
Yeah.
But
Well, the biggest difference on in the flight deck is you notice the large format displays that we have, and then you also have head-up displays for both the pilot and the first officer. Large format displays are essentially divided into two displays, so either side, so you can select and use your displays as you want for different conditions in flight. I would say right now I have what's called a synoptic up here that shows the status of the system on the airplane, but I can replace that and put in my a small navigation screen. The engine instruments are displayed here all the time, but I can move those engine instruments from one side to the other side to do configured as you wish for the pilots.
Yeah,
and also that goes to the bottom lower display also, and I can move that.
So no hardware FMS anymore, yeah?
No hardware FMS. Well, none up here. You don't have what you call a CDU up here. You don't have the unit hardware up here. FMS is still in bowels of the airplane. So, no, all controlled through a cursor control device, is what we call it here. It's kind of a little comparable to a computer mouse pad for a laptop computer, where you would choose and pick things off of the display there. You can have it here, drag it down here, so you can change things through that. You would still enter and use a keypad to put information in. You would now be able to type in your information and then use your cursor control to move it around and put the information in.
Even the backup instrument is LCD.
Yes, that's common for all Boeing aircraft now, and have that same integrated backup system there on that. So I have all of them. But it's really nice to have a head-up display for both the pilot and the first officer. Just repeats what's on the primary flight display and puts it up so that in low weather you can be looking out of the flight deck to find, say, a runway when you're landing, or when you're taking off, you have steering available in the heads-up display to steer you down the runway. The electronic flight bag is slightly integrated with the aircraft, but primarily it's just to make the airplane paperless, so you don't have to carry books and books of information onto the airplane. We use it for approach plates and procedures, and then also you use it to calculate both takeoff and landing data as necessary.
7 is a long-range airplane, has similar long range to a 777. It's a smaller airplane than 777, but has equal range. And so what's very typical on those long rangers is 2 pilots will be flying while 2 pilots are resting. And so go ahead and take a look at the flight crew rest up there. There's 2 bunks. The pilots can rest up there. It's a similar concept to what we have on the 777 today.
Okay.
As this airplane can fly, 16, 18-hour flights, you need to provide a place for the crew to rest.
Excellent.
And in the back of the airplane, we have a similar place for the flight attendants. So this is typical of a business class cabin. Of course, the airlines can configure the seats however they like. This is business class. They can configure it as first class or economy. The thing that's most unique about this airplane is the way we designed the architecture to be much more open and spacious, not only physically, but also visually. The blue sky, the much bigger windows that we have on this airplane. These windows are 70% bigger than the mid-size airplanes of today. The reason we can make the windows so big is because of the composite material that we're using for the fuselage. Yeah. So we have the digital dimming technology in the windows. So yeah, if you push it a couple times on the bottom, and then over the course of around half a minute, you'll see that it starts to dim. So we don't have the manual window shades anymore. Because the dimming window technology blocks out most of the sunlight.
Neat. The overhead bins?
Yeah, so the overhead bins are much bigger than the bins of today. Let me show you this side because we actually have some real size bags here. So it's a similar style pivot bin as to what's on the 777 today, but these are actually bigger than what are in the 777. Passengers are bringing bigger and bigger bags, and so we designed them to carry these big bags all stacked sideways so you can carry 4 in a bin. So every single passenger could bring one of these large roll-on bags and there's enough space. So a lot less stress for the passengers. Let me take you to the economy section.
No, it's got the pillow there, sorry.
So this is a typical economy section. 9 abreast is pretty typical. Airlines could choose to do an 8 abreast also, but 333 is pretty common among our airlines. And you can see same architecture, same big bins. You do typically put center bins in here for economy because you have more seating. And one thing the passengers you can't see, but some new technology that will actually help passengers to feel more refreshed is this airplane will have cleaner air, much more comfortable humidity levels. The reason we could do the better humidity is because of the composite materials. You don't have to worry about corrosion like you do on aluminum airplanes. Another benefit of the composite material is we can pressurize this airplane at a more comfortable pressurization. So airplanes of today can go up to an 8,000 foot pressurization. This airplane won't go any more than 6,000 foot pressure. So it'll be much more comfortable in the ears, less headaches and dizziness. One of the benefits of the open architecture here is, even somebody sitting in the worst seat in economy, which is the middle seat in the middle section,
Yeah, I'll stop it.
still has plenty of headroom here. I'm a pretty decent tall guy, and you can see I'm not even bumping the top. Another benefit is, in today's airplane, if you're sitting in the middle of the cabin, you really can't see outside because the windows are relatively small. But in this airplane, because the windows are so tall, even here sitting in the middle, I can have plenty of view to the outside world. So we believe that just opens up the world of a much more spacious atmosphere. Won't feel as much claustrophobia as on today's airplanes. So this is an example of the composite material that we're using for the fuselage. All of the fuselage is made out of this composite carbon fiber material. Also the wing is made out of composites. You can see it's much lighter weight. It's very strong and durable. If you could feel this, it's very much lighter weight than the similar metal structure would be. One additional benefit is not only is it lighter weight, just from a material standpoint, is it allows you to do less fasteners. So on today's aluminum airplanes, when you have this secondary structure like this stringer here, you would have rivets along here connecting the stringer to the skin of the airplane. As you can see here, it's all co-bonded, all baked in the oven together. So that results in a fuselage structure that has a lot fewer rivets than the airplanes of today.